on weight, but normally the bodybuilders, they will try to lessen the fat and to eat a lot of to put the other part of your calories from the carbs. If you speak to the person who is very much in paleo diet, he would say to you to do the opposite. He would say like don't eat many carbs, but eat more like fat. But both approaches would work as much as you keeping the calories intake within the numbers.
And I think it's the matter of sticking to the program for at least a couple of months to see the results.
I mean, you take some conservative number. If you want to lose weight, for example, you start with 25 calories per kilo of body weight a day. You stay on this diet for 1 week. Then you track the changes. You can use a caliper test. You can just simply see how your trousers fit. And if you are satisfied with the rate of progress, you just stay on the same regime. If it doesn't work, you slightly drop the amount of calories. But you would cut the calories not coming from proteins, you would cut the calories from fats and carbs. Any other questions?
What's your opinion on eating late night?
So many hormones which are responsible for weight loss, like growth hormone, testosterone, they are produced during the night. And also when you sleep, there are many phases, like 4 phases of your sleep. So basically, if you eat too late, it can affect your sleep. So, and instead of getting certain amount of growth hormone and other hormones, which will help you to lose weight, so you'll have less amount of these hormones. So I think you would still lose weight, but not with the rate of progress that you would like. So if I were you, I would try to eat like the majority of your calories within like first 2/3 of the day. And one more thing.
Also maybe, which is important, because everybody is taking a choice. For example, after the late training, you are hungry and you heard about this kind of a feeding window that in 2 hours you should eat. So in this case, what Dima's saying, I think it's better to kind of not eat. And it's actually bullshit regarding these 2 hours. You can
important how to time your food intake. So me personally, for breakfast, I would make like I would eat a lot of proteins plus fats for breakfast. Why I would do so? So if I eat proteins and fats, so it will keep my insulin down. So if my insulin down, I can use use my aerobic energy system. So I can use body fat and also fat from food as a fuel for fueling my daily activities. So then I normally train during midday. So pre-workout meal would contain like proteins plus fats plus carbs. So this would be my pre-workout. So then somewhere after this I will train. Protein, fats. So here you have like equal distribution between protein, fats, and carbs. So then after the training, straight away or as fast as I can, I will have proteins plus carbs. So basically you will have proteins to recover after meal, after workout, and you have carbs to replenish your glycogen stores, which you depleted when you did workout, especially high intensity workout like CrossFitters do. before bed, I would have some carbs. So why not like before bed, just 2-3 hours before going to bed, I would have some carbs. And why do I have this? So having carbs, it kind of calms you down and it helps you to sleep better. So this is how I would distribute the calories throughout the day. Also, you have different approaches. Some people say that eating carbs early in the morning. Some people would put the majority of the carbs for breakfast and change the things out. But this is currently the more fashionable approach. So breakfast, protein and fats. So meaning like your insulin stays low. So before workout you have proteins, fats and carbs. Then you train. So after you have trained you have protein and carbs. So here you will try to consume the majority of your carbs. So, because after the training, your muscle tissue, it becomes kind of very sensitive for the nutrients, and there is the least risk that the carbs that you consumed, that these carbs go to the fat cells instead of the muscle cells. So here, basically, you can afford a cheesecake or whatever you wanted. For example, if you are on muscle gain phase, you can eat like some interesting carbs. And then just before the night, I'll eat like, I don't know, a rice cake with
bottle of
jam
tequila
or something.
So in this case, your oatmeals, vločky a jogurty to jako moc nefunguje po ráno. So you should really.
So as I said, the protein, whey protein and milk products, they bring about very high spike in insulin. So as soon as your insulin is up, so you can't use your body fat for fueling your daily activities. So that's why in the morning I would try to keep my insulin very low. And the way to do it is to eat like protein and fat. But then after you have trained, the insulin spike in your blood is good for you because insulin is anabolic hormone. It takes everything from your blood and delivers it to your muscles. So high insulin spike after the training is good.
Okay, we have the last, let's say, 2 minutes for a question. If you have anything to ask.
If you train not every day, yes. So here we discuss how to distribute your carbs intake throughout a day. But some of you probably don't train every day. So in this case, for example, if you train on Monday and then on Tuesday you recover, if you don't train on Tuesday, so you can make like Monday more like protein and carb day, and Tuesday more like protein and fats day. Understand what I mean? Because you need carbs to recover from workout on Monday, and on Tuesday, if you don't work out, you have less carbs. I'm not saying like on Tuesday to avoid carbs completely, just if your allotment, daily allotment calls for 200 grams of carbs, and if you train on Monday and don't train on Tuesday, you would have like 300 grams of carbs on Monday, and on Tuesday you'll have like 100 grams of carbs, but more fat. You understand the logic?
So what is the best example of the breakfast?
Pardon me?
The best example of the breakfast?
What can I do for breakfast? Some ideas for breakfast. It could be, I don't know, like few eggs with salmon, and you can throw in some. I throw in like spinach, frozen spinach, or you can have like a bowl of salad. So another thing that you can have like Greek yogurt with some blueberries. I don't have any problems with having meat for my breakfast. I think some ladies find it strange to have meat. Or if you are really like in hurry, which sometimes if I have a session at 7 a.m. in the morning. So in the morning, before going to the session, I will drink like a protein shake and have like a handful of nuts. So there is like a lazy option for everything.
But what is the take on dairy products? Are they good or bad? Because you mentioned yogurt, but then we shouldn't it rises the insulin spike.
Yeah. So first, I mean, it depends. Like some people, they have like mild allergy towards like milk and dairy products. Some people they don't have any problems. So it's very individual.
Because there's also this issue: if you're not lactose intolerant and you stop taking it, then you become lactose intolerant. So there's always this discussion: is it good or bad?
Yeah, so the science about it's not clear.
Yeah.
So you should make a decision about it for yourself. The same thing about like carbs. So I mentioned rice and potato many times. It's a good source of carbs if you're an athlete. So because they have very low fructose, so everything goes to the muscles. And because if you eat too much fructose, it slows down your metabolism. So this is one issue. And why potatoes and rice is good for you? They are so nobody has an allergy to. So it's a very low case of allergy, especially for the rice. So it's very safe, safe source of carbs. And if we are speaking about like wheat products, you know all this hype about. Gluten and other things contained in wheat. So rice is very, nobody has allergy to rice, but you will make a decision about pasta, bread for your own. Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you're talking about dairy, you have to be really kind of careful about the source. If you're buying a Kaufland milk, it's gonna be it's not probably the milk you want to drink. And the same like a Greek yogurt could be something special from the farmers, and it can be like I don't know what's the brand of the yogurt, but it's going to be like 0 or maybe a very little percentage of good things, and a huge amount. Because if you're buying something for 12 crowns in a shop, they have to produce it. It's bullshit. I mean, if you're up to
about is when you speak about dairy. So if they take all the fat out. So because the majority of vitamins and minerals, they are located in fats. So if you take all the fat out of milk and dairy, so it becomes very poor.
So basically, never buy light.
If you're buying a 0 fat yogurt or 1% fat milk, it's really bullshit. It's like you're just gonna piece it out in
the same thing with the eggs. If you take the yolks out of eggs, it also makes it very poor. So it decreases the nutrient value of the eggs if you take the yolks out of eggs.
So for example, in the States, I have a couple of friends who are owning the CrossFit boxes there, and they are really crazy about source of products. And I mean, if you're buying something from a farmer, it's like two times more expensive. But that's the case. If you're spending your effort, your money for the membership, for the fancy shoes, etc., maybe it does make sense not to buy this shit in a Kaufland, but somewhere else. Or I don't have any problems with Kaufland, but I mean the source. Or I'm traveling a lot, and for example, each time I'm in Norway, these guys, they're huge. But I mean, if you take a look what kind of products they have, even in the hotel in the morning, they have salmon, nuts, everything is fresh.
I get that, but it's a problem. I mean, I don't know what is the daily life of most of the people here, but a normal person.
Everybody has the same problem.
8 in the morning, they go to work until maybe 4 or 5. They can
then you are here, yes.
Then you can go to train. So to have a nice breakfast, that's the time consumption. You're out, so it was the question before about you are at the restaurant, then you have to take care. What is the available?
But that takes me also to the question of what's also your opinion on this like powder meals that they are making, like manna Soylent and like that. Like supposed to be, if you make this shake, you can live with that for the rest of your life and not die.
You mean about like liquid meals?
Yeah,
Like
like these powdered meals that have like
Meal replacement, you mean?
Yeah, replacement meals, exactly.
I mean, it still is like not natural, I think. I would always choose a nice piece of meat and vegetables versus like some concoction that nobody knows cooked for me, because they give you some nutritional information on it, but I don't know whether you trust this information. One thing that I wanted to note, because as we have discussed, the protein is one of the main like ingredients of the diet. So if you want like to spend money, so if you want not to spend money, save money, I wouldn't save it on the protein sources. So meaning I would invest like in the good piece of meat compared to what Raman said. He doesn't like Kaufland for some reason. So for example, you have meat, and in the meat you would have like certain amount of proteins and certain amount of fats. If I trust the source of the meat, if for example the cow
was happy,
was raised, and the cow ate the food which is naturally like designed for the cow. So I mean that the cow ate grass, that the cow was free range. So it makes the meat from this cow much better. So because it will have the better fat profile, it means it will have more omega-3 fats in the meat compared to like omega-6 fats.
Same thing with the eggs, right?
The same thing with eggs. If the chicken were like free range,
yeah.
if it ate grass, if it ate insects, the egg would be completely different from the egg if
from the fucking cow farm.
They were
So normally what I do, if for example I buy meat and I'm not sure about the source of this meat, I will try to buy the leanest cuts possible. So if for example I don't know where this chicken comes from, I'll go for chicken breast. If somebody like brought me a chicken from the village and the chicken was like free range, eating whatever it wants, so here you can have like whole chicken. You understand what I mean?
definitely.
So in this case, you can have like if it's we are speaking about cows, if the cow was like grain fed and pumped with antibiotics and different hormones, so I will go for the leanest cut possible, which is like Chateaubriand filet. But if it's like Argentinian meat, I would go for ribeye or sirloin, and enjoy the taste. I don't know, in Russia it's possible to buy some game meat. So in Russia you can buy like venison. I don't know whether it's possible here. Also, the same thing about the fish. So now, I mean, you can buy a lot of salmon, but many salmon is farmed raised. So which makes all the claims that this salmon contains omega-3 highly suspicious. So basically, if the fish is raised in the farm, they feed it with soy, grain, and the flesh of this salmon wouldn't contain any omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids, they make you insulin sensitive, and basically if you're insulin sensitive, it's much easier for you to lose weight, because you simply like feel less hungry and you can.
And if you don't have access to meat or fish, if you going on a vegetarian diet, what kind of what would be the best protein substitute for that?
So with plant-based proteins we have the problem, because first they normally come with a lot of carbs. So it would be difficult to meet the calorie requirements. You remember, we have, if you want to lose weight, you have to eat a lot of proteins and very and limited amount of carbs and fats. So this is the first thing. And as you know, the proteins, they contain like a lot of amino acids. So if you eat like animal-based proteins, so you shouldn't worry because you would get all the amino acids which you need for building your body, for producing hormones, etc. But if you eat like plant-based proteins, you'll have to combine different sources of plant-based proteins to get all the amino acids that you need. So basically you'll have to eat beans and rice, and plus you have to do something with the excessive amount of carbs that come with it. And the third thing, even if you eat these plant-based proteins, you will digest about like 60-70% of the proteins that this food contains. And when you eat like meats, you digest like 100% of the proteins. So they are quite heavily digestible. And another thing, because many sources of plant-based proteins are beans and soy and other, you know,
chickpeas and
yeah, chickpeas.
What's
beans.
the name of people? I forgot.
legumes.
Yes. Yeah.
Because these kind of the plants, like soy and beans, they contain some things called phytonutrients. And one thing about these phytonutrients, they in your body, they can resemble very much estrogen. Estrogen is a female hormone. So basically, eating a lot of soy can make you a little bit more
feminine.
Or if somebody is considering to change for a lady boy or vice versa.
It's a good.
We saw one today in the restaurant. So we really need to start on-ramp session right now. Sorry, we're late. We might have some, for example, other part on Monday. Just a quick talk.
Oh, I mean, I'm here if somebody has a question.
Okay.
I can answer them right
So
away.
at least I think maybe for somebody it was something new, maybe not, but I think it's really working.
So basically the conclusion, so sleep a lot, eat a lot of proteins, eat a lot of starchy vegetables, drink a lot of water, and adjust your carbs and fat intake to your goal and also to your activity. So
don't shop at Copenhagen.
You know, I'm opening a chain of shops. So it's a slow promotion of Romans something. Okay, thank you very much.